As the conclusion of The Voice Season 27 approached, the air in the Universal Studios Hollywood lot hummed with excitement on May 20, 2025. This was the moment when the finale reached its peak. Adam David, Jadine Cree, Renzo, Lucia Flores-Wiseman, and Jalen Johnston were the 5 finalists who were competing on the stage, which was a brilliant mosaic of lights and sound. Each of these finalists was a beacon of hope in a sea of dreams. The studio exploded in cheers when Carson Daly's voice pierced over the collective shout of the audience and announced that Adam David, who was a member of Team Michael Bublé, was the victor. The odds were stacked against Adam, a one-chair turn from Maryland who was 35 years old. He had defied the odds by winning the cash prize of $100,000 and a record deal with Universal Music Group, MUMG. His triumph, which was a first of its kind for an instant save contender, was more than just a victory. It was a demonstration of the strength of perseverance, faith, and the potential of a second chance. During his time on The Voice, Adam's journey was a tale of perseverance and grace. It was with a performance of Stevie Wonder's Signed, Sealed, Delivered I'm Yours that he made his debut in the blind auditions. He was a worship leader with a deep voice that melded gospel warmth with pop gloss. Michael Bublé was the only one who turned his chair, a moment that may have broke the spirit of a less courageous person. As an alternative, Adam regarded it as fate. The smile on his face remained unbroken as he stated, "One chair is all I need." As a result of Bublé's guidance, he was able to perfect his technique and turn each concert into a musical sermon. From the battle rounds, where he outshone his opponent with a soaring duet of James Brown's It's a Man's World, to the knockouts, where his rendition of Alicia Keys' If I Ain't Got You won a standing ovation. Adam's voice was a revelation. His performance was a revelation. Kelsey Ballerini referred to his rendition of Luther Vandross, Never Too Much in the Playoffs, as a party we all crashed. His performance was undoubtedly a triumphant demonstration of joy. Adam's mettle was put to the test by the live shows. As he was on the verge of being eliminated in the semifinals, he was spared by the instant save vote of the American people, which served as a lifeline that catapulted him to the final. The excitement of his supporters was captured in a post that stated, "Adam David's voice is a gift from above #Team Bublé." Fans rallied on the platform. An additional individual proclaimed, "He is the underdog that we did not see coming." During his final performances on May 19, he made a bold statement by performing an upbeat copy of Pharrell Williams' song Happy, which converted the stage into a party, and a heartbreaking ballad by Adele called When We Were Young, which left John Legend wiping away tears. Bublé, who was beaming, referred to him as a talent that only comes around once in a lifetime, while Adam Levine lauded his fearless heart. A jazzy rendition of Frank Sinatra's The Best Is Yet to Come, which Adam performed in a duet with Bublé, cemented his connection with voters and represented a promise of potential that has not yet been realized. Immediately upon the announcement of the results, the suspense was apparent. Jadine Cree finished in 5th place, followed by Lucia Flores-Wiseman in 4th place, Renzo in 3rd place, and Jalen Johnston in 2nd place. Then, Adam's name reverberated throughout the studio, and it was welcomed with a furious shout that shook the very ceilings. When he later spoke to reporters, his voice was thick with emotion as he described the event as a real surreal moment. A number of sites, such as the Rap and American Songwriter, have reported that Adam's reward consisted of a record deal with UMG and a sum of $100,000. This package has remained the same since the show's inception in 2011. The money was a windfall, but the record deal was the golden ticket. It was an opportunity to join the ranks of previous winners of The Voice, such as Cassidy Pope and Danielle Bradbury, who converted their victories into long-lasting careers. It took Bryce Litherwood 2.5 years to release his debut album, which demonstrates that the path from signing a deal to becoming a famous musician is a long one. Adam's victory generated a raging storm of responses from others. There was an outpouring of both pride and disbelief on the website. Adam David crowned Season 27 winner of The Voice, for example. Most of the time, it is not possible to determine who will win a race right from the beginning. There were other fans who were skeptical about the conclusion, with one of them writing, "Renzo was robbed, but Adam's voice is undeniable." Some people praised his story of coming from a lowly position, from one chair to champion. An example of how dreams can come true is Adam David. The controversy served to further emphasize the intensity of the season, as evidenced by the fact that Michael Bubbley's squad dominated the season finale, along with solo contenders such as John Legend, Kelsey Ballerini, and Adam Levine. Despite its glimmering appearance, the treasure was tied with strings. According to the New York Daily News, Adam's wins might be forfeited if NBC chooses to breach their contract, and the disclosure of contract terms could result in litigation ranging from $100,000 to $1 million. Adam, on the other hand, appeared unmoved and focused on the future. While his wife and 2 children were by his side, he made the statement behind the scenes, "This is for my family, my church, and my community." In his expression of thanks, his faith, which was the foundation of his journey, shined through. Before the conclusion of the competition, he had informed Bublé, "Your mentorship is a blessing to me, my family, and to all the dreamers out there." This feeling was reiterated in his winning speech on the day of the competition. Even beyond the outcomes, the final episode of The Voice was a spectacle. Guest performances from Alicia Keys, Blake Shelton, Kelly Clarkson, and Bryce Leatherwood, the winner of Season 22, lighted up the stage. Leatherwood's new single served as a reminder of the potential that the prize possesses. However, Adam's victory was the most important of the night. His narrative struck a chord with many because it was about a man who transformed a single chair into a crown, who voiced his doubts and emerged victorious. His constancy was praised by critics, and some of them argued that his adaptability surpasses that of more flashy competitors. In order to serve as a warning story, some individuals pointed to previous champions such as Allison Porter, who had difficulty releasing records after their victory. The irritation that Adam Levine felt in 2015 regarding the delayed procedure that UMG was using lingered in the air, but Adam David's optimism remained unshaken. While the confetti was falling, Adam stood with Bublé, the coach who recognized his potential when others failed to do so. The record deal was his actual prize. It was a canvas on which he could paint his music, which ranged from gospel to pop, for the entire globe. The $100,000 would help lighten his responsibilities. The journey that he took from a church in Maryland to the stage of The Voice was a sermon of endurance. His voice remained firm as he addressed the gathering, saying, "This is just the beginning." The best was, in fact, yet to come for Adam David, the underdog who rose to the top of the competition.